Okay, I'm back with my fourth video talking about my tips and tricks on making wigs. So when I was making this wig with using this particular spandex cap, dome cap, I had difficulties because when I would sew the hair on it, I noticed that it would gather up when I sewed because I was sewing through the cap, not on top of the cap. And what I mean by sewing on top of the cap is that you want to take your needle and you want to put it through a thin piece of thread on top of the cap, and you want to sew your weave on that way. Because when you sew through the cap, you're like gathering a bunch of this together, and what it does when you sew like this and gather a whole bunch together at once, either like this or take big large groups of pieces, how can I show you, like doing like this, gathering it up, that's what shrinks the cap when you do stuff like this. And when you sew this way, you will see like thread inside of the cap. So for me, for my big head, I noticed that I couldn't sew like this. So I'm gonna talk about some other things that I noticed that I was doing wrong. Well, when I watched a lot of YouTube videos on making wigs, I noticed that the women were like spacing out the hair on the wig, and I personally like my wefts to touch because I don't like to see gaps in the back. But I noticed that when possibly the hair is all gathered together, it may be a reason why the wig is not fitting right. So yeah, it looks spacey, but I can always come back and fill it in later. So yeah, that's another tip that I realized. I'll come back with the fifth video, I mean.